Welcome to our video series on more advanced eBay market research techniques. In this video, we'll explore using the hot list search capabilities of TeraPeak. In this video, I'm going to talk you through using TeraPeak to find out what some of the most popular products are on eBay. I've logged into my TeraPeak account, and you will be presented with a screen similar to this. Generally, you'll be using this area of the screen to get started, this top area here. This search report brings up a menu, and this search report is slightly too big for the screen, so let's go View, Full Screen. And okay, that gives us more space. So here's the full menu. And it's broken up into different submenus effectively. Search, Sellers, Keywords, Category, Hot List. So let's start with Hot List. And there are two options, Category and Media. First of all, we'll see that Category under Hot List effectively lists the most popular categories. And okay, here are the most popular categories on eBay eBay.com actually in the first place. And you can sort them by different options. Currently, you see that this column here, Success, is not underlined, so these categories are sorted by success rates, how successful they are. And there's another category heading, Hot, and category name and sales rank. So let's click on sales rank to sort these categories in ascending sales rank order. Okay, so the most popular category on eBay.com is video games with the subcategory systems, and the second most popular is video games with the subcategory games. And it shows you how it rates them, super hot, very hot, hot, and so on. And it also shows you the success percentage for each of those categories. You can also find out this information for any other eBay site that you may have in your account. So if we go to .co.uk, and the order changes completely. Now the number one category is mobile phones. Second is laptops. So laptops seem to be consistently popular. Then video games, Nintendo DS, and so on. So let's say that rather than going for the mass market, where obviously there's going to be huge competition, you wanted to go for a more niche market. Let's say you were thinking of selling antiques. Then you could look through this list for antiques, and if we click on category name, it actually seems to start at the end of the alphabet rather than at the beginning, so let's jump to the end of the category name list. And here we are. Antiques is on page 9. So here we can see which are the most popular antique subcategories. Number 72, Antiques, Woodenware and Boxes. Number 130, Antiques, Silver Plate, Cutlery Sets. 33 seems to be the most popular, Antiques, Carpets and Rugs. So if you wanted to be more niche in your eBay business, rather than just going for a mass market, then this useful tool of TeraPeak is going to let you know which are the most popular subcategories within certain areas of eBay. So that can be very useful information. And also, if we go back to the main menu, in the Hot List submenu, there's also a Media option. And this gives you 4 options: DVD Hot List, Books Hot List, Games Hot List, and Music Hot List. It's set at DVD Hot List by default, and it tells you how popular it was for the last 2 months: September number 1, October number 1. And it gives you the title, the universal product code for the product, how successful the auctions were. So here it seems that 93.3% of the auctions for this product were successful. An average product price of $25.57. And there's the number of bids, just under 28,000. And total number of items sold. So here, of course, if you just take the number of total bids and divide by the number sold, you can work out the average number of bids per auction for this particular product. You can scroll all the way down this list down to number 100. And we can also do a book sublist. Okay, and a pretty similar list, but obviously for a different product category. That gives you the book's ISBN, success rate, average dollar sales price, the number of bids, and so on. And you can also do the same for games and music as well. And here, for music, it gives you the UPC code again, success, average dollar price per sale, and again the number of bids and the number sold. Just before we move off the hot list area of this TeraPeak service, if we go back to the category hot list, now, I won't go into this in too much depth now because this will be covered in a later video, but you can click on any of these categories. For example, if you sort by sales rank again, and if we then click through on the category video games, subcategory systems, it takes us through to the trend screen for that category. As I mentioned, this will be covered in more detail in a later video, but as you can see, and if we actually quickly go back to the category hot list, let's find another category. Okay, I've clicked through to the computers and networking, laptops and notebooks, Fujitsu category. And you see that just clicking through on that category gives you a lot of trend information, a huge amount. Again, I'm not going to go into this too much now because it needs its own video, but it's obviously a huge amount of data, and it's easily accessible just by clicking through those links. So the hot list options within TeraPeak are great for finding out which are the really popular topics, either within your niche market on eBay or generally on eBay, and also what are the hot sellers if you're selling media, whether it's DVDs or books or music or games. And also by finding out which are the popular categories. If you're starting a business or have an existing eBay business, it makes it easy to start selling more in more categories because you know where to market products and which type of products are popular. And it also gives you useful data about how successful different categories are for making sales. And that's obviously another thing to keep in mind when choosing categories. If one category has a very low success rate, according to the information presented here, you may want to take a look at it on eBay and see if you can figure out why so many of the auctions aren't succeeding. If the auctions in that category aren't doing anything particularly wrong, then for whatever reason, that may be a very difficult category to sell in. So perhaps you'll want to reconsider selling in that category. So those are some points to keep in mind when choosing categories you could potentially be marketing on in eBay.